The Koch brothers are back with a new ad making the case that if you make at least $34,000 a year, you are now a part of the global top 1%. Let's watch.
Yay.
Are you in the 1%? Well, if you earn over $34,000 a year, you are one of the wealthiest 1% in the world. That is the power of economic freedom. People in the most economically free countries earn, on average, over 8 times more than people in the least free. The poor earn 10 times as much. People in the most free countries have better protected civil rights, less unemployment, and the average person lives almost 20 years longer. Across the board, we see a strong relationship between economic freedom and people's quality of life. The United States used to be a world leader in economic freedom, but our ranking fell, and it's projected to decline even further. The choice is ours. Let's rise again. The Charles Koch Foundation. Realize the potential of freedom.
So, hey, listen, I didn't know. Hey, congratulations, everybody. We're in the top 1%.
We're rich. No, I'm still not.
Actually, yeah, there's a little questionable TYTU
You guys
salary.
gotta pay this poor guy.
The good news is that you could totally cut JR and Jesus' salary.
And they're still in the top 1%.
Right, where are they going to go? Yeah.
No, but really the unmitigated gall of these guys who have, what's their combined wealth, John?
Well, so it's obviously it's difficult to know exactly how much, but the latest figures I was able to find was Charles Koch has $44 billion. David Koch has $34 billion. He's the lazy Koch brother, I guess. And so around $78 billion total.
Wow.
And what's interesting about that is even if you listen to their BS about $34,000, it would take 2.3 million Americans at that rate to equal the Koch brothers.
44 billion and 34 billion. Imagine how much money these guys could have if there was some economic freedom in this country.
Yeah, we're right behind, what was it, Mauritania on that list or something? If we were above them, God, they could get to 84 billion or something.
We were behind 2 countries I've never heard of.
Yeah. And Charles Koch, who is running this ad, is against the minimum wage. So he's saying basically, like, you already got $34,000 and you're still complaining? And you still want a minimum wage? Which, by the way, if you make minimum wage, it's right around, it's in the 30s somewhere, I think, if you've got both parents working, okay?
Yeah, you
And
don't
I think technically 34,000 is above the poverty line, so that means you're not doing so bad. But it just shows you can manipulate numbers any way you want to. Sure, you're doing better with $34,000 a year in America than you would be in other parts of the world where people live off a dollar a day. Yeah. But I just hope that Wichita, Kansas is the people that they're directing this ad towards, because that's where they're headquartered. Hopefully they won't buy it, because I'm sure that they're not doing so well in this economy either.
Also, the great thing is $34,000. Yeah, you're above the poverty line if you're by yourself. You're not above the poverty line if $34,000 is supporting an entire family. And so these guys who want the women to stay home, so
well,
I mean,
that's another interesting point. Actually, when you combine your 2 points, in Kansas, according to Think Progress, now they just say it like, in order to get by. I don't think they mean the poverty line, but for a family of 3, you need about $53,721. So as they're watching this ad in Kansas, they're like, oh, I should be thrilled at the $34,000 that I'm getting, and not want the $78 billion that you have, and enjoy the economic freedom. And now, look, there's no one in the world who believes in gratitude and appreciation more than I do, right? Yes, we should, my dad worked hard his whole life and had managed a building, and we did well, and he got me to go to school. Fantastic, right? And he's still like, I want to win the lotto. Like, Dad, if you won the lotto, it'd be like the rich guy in the suburbs wins the lotto, right? And so it's never enough. So I get it, but this is not the way to express gratitude. Like, hey, we're all in the top 1%. Yeah. Isn't that great? This is a way of saying, I already gave you enough. Shut up already.
Yeah, and they want to take it away, as you said, trying to get rid of the minimum wage and other things like that. And what really bothers me is, like, as you're watching that ad, there's the music in the background and there's the fancy lines going around, and it's extremely advanced modern propaganda. And I've noticed recently, like the Koch brothers have it. If you've watched some recent coal ads, they're awesome. The music and the imagery, it's very uplifting and everything. And this, I think, for me, makes it all the more pressing that we need a far better media than we have now, because they're coming out with these advanced ads and people are going to be swayed by this stuff. And then they go to CNN and MSNBC and Fox, and all they see is the Zimmerman trial and things like that. And they're not prepared mentally to combat this sort of advanced propaganda.
No, that's a good point. I mean, have you seen the BP ads?
Yeah.
This is what they
Great.
do, these spin masters. They make everything sunny and beautiful, and then you just have to buy into it, and that's the way the political campaigning works too.
Totally. If you watch the BP ads, it seems like BP made the water green in Florida. You're like, wow, look at what they wonderful things they do. I got so into the coal ads, I started showering with coal. I'm like, it's clean coal.
I think most insidious is just the flat out lie. The notion that these guys have suffered under the burden of not being economically free. We have an economically free country, an enormously free country economically, and all we have are some, well, we don't even have them anymore, but the idea would be that we would have these reasonable regulations and restrictions on business to not run wild over people. And the proof is the answer. They have $78 billion. Like, literally, what are they complaining about?
Well, they're trying to claim that they want everyone else to enjoy the same riches that they do. That if the country really was economically free,
right? But that's not really what they're
up.
claiming.
Well, of course not.
Right. That's the
These guys like being at the top 0.11%.
Again, building off of both of your points, in reality, the whole point of this ad is don't do regulations,
Right, don't
otherwise
regulate.
we're not a free country. And so now, why do they care about the regulations? Because then they can pollute the rivers, like Brave New Films did a great story about this town in Arkansas, right next to a Koch plant where the river is polluted, and like literally 11 out of the 13 houses have a cancer victim in them, okay? And why? Because the Kochs want more economic freedom so they can make 79 instead of $78 billion.
Yeah.
That's what this propaganda is for, and that's what makes it really perverse.